We are going to be looking at my 2-year review for my Trendy CC. Very rarely have I had a bag this long to where I'm able to really do a review for you guys 2 years later. So backing it up, I purchased this handbag in March of 2021, and at that time I did have to put it on the wish list. So if you guys look back, I actually have a video about how the Chanel wish list system works. Obviously much different to like the Hermes system that we've talked about in my previous videos. For the most part, you go in, you find a sales associate, you tell them that you are interested in this bag, they will then put you on a wish list for it, and then ideally it'll come in the next few months. So if you're interested, I would go ahead and get your name on that list because it is currently contact an advisor on the website. You can't go on and just purchase it directly from the website. You do have to check with your local Chanel store for that. But outside of that, so with this handbag, I am going to go ahead and talk about some of the features of this handbag. But by the way, welcome back to my channel, The You in Fashion. My name's Megan. On my channel, we discuss fashion, luxury, handbags, and lifestyle. If you're interested in any of those topics, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell down below so you don't miss any of my content. My goal with this channel is to hopefully help you find the you in fashion. So let's go ahead and get started. So as far as this handbag goes, some of the features I haven't talked about in the latest of the videos with the front section here is that you do within the Chanel section here have the Chanel logo, and I'm trying to read it here. It says Chanel Paris right there in that little view there, and that is a cute little touch of the handbag. We know that it has the beautiful top here as well, but that is one of the beautiful features of this bag that we really enjoy as well. We know that it is the top handle and also the crossbody strap. When we go into the interior here, you have your flap and your 3 sections there as well. And that is kind of the features, the key features I wanted to discuss. I don't want to go into it too far here. Pricing on this handbag, when I purchased it in 2021, it was around $6,000 with taxes and fees included, and now it's at $6,900. Let's just take a minute and think about that, because look at that price increase. We know that Chanel has been price increasing like crazy, and although the classic flaps are to the top of that, being close to Hermes prices at $9,000 to $10,000, this is still quite a big price jump within 2 years' time. So if you're interested, again, now is the time. The price of Chanel is going to keep increasing to become more and more competitive. So here we are, we know that. I also looked in the pre-loved market for this. They are going much higher, around $7,000, $8,000 if they're not discounted. But that also tells us that because they're a bit harder to find, that they are selling also really, really high on the pre-loved market. So are we seeing, again, in comparison to Hermes, maybe that big, you purchase a handbag for $7,000, it sells pre-loved for $10,000? Maybe not so big, but $6,900 to a bit over $8,000, still not too shabby. So definitely consider that as far as pricing and when you're thinking about purchasing this handbag as well. So let's look at some areas that we want to be really conscious about of wear to this bag when we're considering purchasing the handbag pre-loved in particular. If you're going to the Chanel store, obviously this is more so for long-term care of your bag, but I really wanted to point out the high areas of wear and tear. So because this handbag does not have any feet, you have to be really, really careful in the bottom of the handbag. With that being said, make sure you sit it either on a soft surface. I would never sit this handbag directly on a floor or on a hard surface or even like a table where you're not entirely sure what's on the table, because it will stain and ruin the bottom of your handbag there. One thing I also like to pay attention to with the Trendy CC are the corners and the sides. So mine still look really, really good. As you guys know, I really don't take this handbag out for like an everyday bag, only when I'm going out somewhere in particular, which is how it stays in such good shape. But the corners wear really easily because they jet out just a little bit from the handbag itself. I've talked about this as well in prior videos as far as the width of the bag and how far it makes the handbag stand out, and because of that you typically get a lot of wear to the corners of the handbag as well. Now as far as natural wear to this bag, because it's the lambskin leather, it does scratch easily. Now one thing I will say though is you can typically buff it out with your fingers if it does scratch. So sometimes if I notice a small scratch, I'll just kind of day after day for a couple of days just buff it out a little bit to make sure that that scratch goes away, and for the most part if it's not a deep one it does. So that's something great with the handbag as well. For the interior, as far as the wear and tear to the bag, just making sure that you're being careful about how you open and close it. It can scratch because it's the leather interior. Not only the flap here will scratch, but also the interior of the handbag as well. So just be really careful about what you're taking in and out of the handbag. I've talked about this also in one of my prior videos, but as far as the natural opening of the handbag, you're going to notice that as well with the Trendy CC. But again, as long as you're taking care of it, as long as you know how to take care of it, and as long as you know that it's not meant for you to wear every day, day after day after day, then you're going to be perfectly fine. If you love the look of the handbag, go for it. So now for the final question of the day, is it worth it? Would I purchase it again? 100% yes. I love my Chanel Trendy CC. As I've said, I've had it now for 2 years, and those of us that loved handbags, you know, we look at our handbag collection and we're like, do I really need it? Should I sell it? Should I keep it? But I always come back to that this one is one that I will keep in my collection. I think it's going to be around for a very long time. I think it's going to be relevant for a very long time, and it is classic. Although it's not one of Chanel's classic bags like the double flap or the boy bag or the 22, it is still very well known and still year after year after year one of those bags that we keep coming back to in the handbag community as one that we really, really love, and ones that have some of those really great classic features from the brand. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!